Good morning, guys. If you want the gills, we got the skills right here at 302 Fishing. It's Dan right back at you again today. Hey, you know when I'm wearing the Smith's bait shop gear, something funky is getting ready to go down here. First and foremost, guys, I want to thank Steve Smith, man. He's the owner of the business. This guy, I love this guy. Every time I come in here to his shop there, this guy takes care of me each and every time for all of my bait and tackle supply needs. I'm telling you right now, I don't care what anybody says, there's 3 counties in Delaware. We've got Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex. He's in Kent County, right in Lipstick, Delaware. He's got the best live bait by far, guys. It's the hardiest, it lasts the longest, and his prices are way better than anybody around. Also, he does do rod repairs, and he also builds custom rods anywhere from trout fishing up to tuna fishing, guys. So if you've got that need for those particular rods and you want to make it look and feel as if it's just your own and not a copy of anything else that's out there, this is the guy to go to, man. I'm sure he'll tune it up for you. But today, it's all about the kitty cat, guys. We are going for catfish today. The bass have not been hitting as of late. That's why you saw us on the carp episode on the previous episode. So today, we're gonna try for a different species. We're gonna challenge ourselves because I'm not gonna use the normal bait that we always go out there with, and that's the dough ball with the cream corn and the Kool-Aid. So I'm gonna go ahead, and it's proving difficult right now because I've literally had my bobber sitting out here for quite some time and not one thing has hit the end of this bobber at all. But we're gonna try to catch some bluegills. We're gonna try to use a cut bait bluegill, and we're gonna try to live bluegill, and we're gonna throw it out there. We're gonna see which one of those presentations brings these fish up, man. I don't know what's gonna come about it, but I know in this lake that we're gonna go to right now, there's 20 pounders in here, guys. There's big uns, catfish, muds, whatever it is. There's some giants. So give me a couple seconds to try to get some bait so I can fish. Put that on top of the catfish rigs that are out there and toss it out there, and hopefully if we're lucky, we get one of those big cats on. So as I alluded to on the intro here, we're having a tough time trying to catch these bluegill. So I'm in no rush today. I'm just going to try to get 1 or 2 on, and if I can get them, we'll get those out in the water, and we'll start getting this episode moving. But right now, it's proving difficult trying to get these little bluegills on right now. I'm trying to cast near that tree to see if there's anything lingering over there, because usually they lay right here, right in front of us, but they're not there right now because it's not warm enough and this water's still kind of chilly. But we're gonna let this rod sit right here. We're just gonna let it drift, and hopefully somebody just wanders by and says, oh look, there's a worm at the end of the line, and snatches it. So give me a couple seconds and we'll get right back with you here if we do get some bait on here. Tried in vain to try to catch some bluegills by this tree and let it drift a little bit. We're not getting any hits whatsoever. So we're going to try to head over to that white dock that's over here by this restaurant. Normally we can't fish behind there because, again, the owner, once one person wants to fish on a dock, then you got 30 people that want to fish off that dock, and he kind of nipped that a while ago. But we're going to take advantage of the fact that we got the quarantine that's going on right now, and all the restaurants are shut down here in Delaware. And of course, I'm self-distancing because I'm fishing. I'm not anywhere near anybody here, so I'm not worried about spreading anything. But I'm gonna go ahead and see if we got some bluegills here, because people like throwing dough balls and everything else off the edge of there. So my hope is there's a gathering there. If they see my person coming up there, they might gravitate and they might hit on this worm here. Who knows? But we got to get 1 or 2 to try to get this episode going, as I said a couple seconds ago. This is always the fun part, trying to kick around this fence here. Fat old guys can't be as nimble as these young guys anymore, so it's usually a basic S show. Trying to get around here. Let's see if we can do this without any problems here. All right. We made it, guys. But there's the white dock we're gonna fish on, and I might even come back to this tree and fish right next to it since I'm over on this side now. This is brand new. I haven't been here in a while. I've never seen this sign right here. All right, I'll come back at you if I catch any bluegills. So nothing by the dock. Sat there for a half an hour. We're gonna play with this tree here, And if we don't have anything by this tree, I know a spot that I can go to that I'm pretty sure that we can get a couple bluegill on, but we're gonna have to travel and then come back to where we're at. So it means I gotta pack everything up right now and unpack. But again, we are not pushed for time, so it's nothing to me right now to do this. But let me see if I can get tossed up underneath it here without getting caught in the limbs. And see if we got anything lingering here in the structure. We know spring is pretty close, as again, the tree is falling into here. The tree is not dead. Obviously, limbs are still growing off of this dead tree, and you can see the sprouts coming out of the little twigs that are popping out from the larger limbs. Catching these bluegills is proving difficult right now. I've fished over right where my car was at. I fished over here where this dock was at, and I fished by this tree, and I'm not able to produce a bluegill whatsoever here. So I'm going to travel up the road a little bit. I'm going to go to a known place where I know we'll catch some bluegills. I'm going to have to catch a bunch, maybe 5, 6, 7 of them, and then put them in the bucket here, and then bring them back, travel back to where we're at right now, and we'll toss those out there. But right now, this thing is not working out the way I want it to work out right now. It's always good to know your bodies of water that are around you. Like today, I could have sat at that lake and fished forever to try to catch a bluegill. But knowing my years of experience, I ran over to the mill pond where I knew I more than likely was gonna get a quick bite. And I went over there, guys, it didn't even take 15 minutes, and I got 7 sunfish on the line that are sitting right now in my bait bucket. We got a couple floaters right now, but those are the ones we use for cut bait, and whatever ones are surviving, we got the aerator going on, and we'll use that as the live bait. I'm curious to see if we catch anything off these baits at all, guys. I'm hoping that we're successful, but I'm trying to get this thing going. So again, positivity cap is on, right down the line and out into that water, and hopefully, guys, like I said, if we're lucky, we get a giant cat on. I got my 2 rods right here, my catfish rods. Got my bait in a bucket here. Got about a 6/0 hook on here. It's an octopus by Gamakatsu, and I got about 1.5 ounces of weight right here, slide weight, so these fish don't feel the weight under the water, but they're able to freely pull that line without feeling that pressure, and let them get that bait down in their throat a little bit more further than I need to, so I can go ahead and get a good solid strike on these fish. So I'm gonna put the live one on here. We're gonna throw that out there, we're gonna chuck it out deep, and we'll keep one out shallow and just keep moving around and see where these catfish are located at. We got our first bluegill right here. This is gonna be the live one, and some people like hooking in up top right here. Some people like hooking in on bottom. I'm gonna try to hook it on the bottom so I can keep the fish down on the bottom of the water. And of course, I'm gonna watch out for the lateral lines so I don't hurt the fish. But he's trying to get out of my hands real quick here, guys. So let me get the hook in there. Fish is ready to go. And we're gonna give that a good heave-ho out there. And we're gonna see if one of those big old 20-pounders come up on this thing. That'd be awesome. But I got just barely enough room to go ahead and cast. And there goes our bluegill out there, live one. So we got our live bait out there on the 1 rod right here. We dug another bluegill, sunny, whatever you want to call it. I saved you the gore. I've cut the fish up into the sections that I need. I took the tail, got rid of that, and these are the 3 sections we're going to be dealing with. The first one is going to be the head. We're going to hook through the eyes, toss it out there, and again, we're going to use the other 2 sections should we lose the bait or the fish swallows it up. So give me a couple seconds, let me get this on a hook, get it out there, and use our patience and persistence, and hopefully, if we're lucky, like I said, on either one of these lines, we get something giant looming on that hook. Couple more minutes, we're coming up on an hour and nothing has touched the bait. I'm gonna make a decision in a couple minutes. I might go to another location here that might be a little bit more successful than what's going on right now. I'm just getting barely a tap right here, and I'm not gonna sit here and wait forever. I want to get somewhere where something's gonna be hitting right away. Our next location right here, this is a tributary that actually comes off the lake that we were just on a second ago, and this is another good cash fishing spot. I'm already seeing swirls out there already. I don't know if they're carp or whatnot, but we got a couple geese, man. They're looking at me with their vicious eyes right now because I'm sure they want to attack in some way, shape, or form. But we got a lot of structure right here we can cast along. These shorelines are pretty good when you throw out here, and of course when the summer comes by and you cast down in this area, man, these catfish love hitting up on these baits. But we're going to try another location. We didn't get anything going on in the first one, so we got to keep moving, and we're going to throw those live and as well cut baits out there, and again, seeing which one is going to produce the fish. One, that's all we're looking for. One thing I forgot to tell you, that this is actually a river, so we got to worry about the tides, and it looks like we're getting ready to come on the outgoing tide, because if you watch just barely, you can see things are flowing this way, and if you look over here, you can see the dark line right along the shoreline as the water's going down. So I don't know how much time we're going to have with this tide right here, but you know, it's worth a shot. All right, got the cut bait on. I'm going to go ahead and toss it right across under the shoreline over here, or close to the shoreline. Let that sit out there. So like I said, I got one over here on the shoreline, as I mentioned to you. I got one by the structure right here, and I might later on throw something right in this area here and over where all these sticks are, right in this area, to see if anything's looming kind of close. All right, a little bit of slack out here because this line right here is definitely tight. Put my rod eyelet right there. See how I got the eyelet right there? That way they can't yank it from me. I think we got one on, guys. I think we got one on. I'm gonna tighten up the drag a little bit. That fish might have gone up under the stick there, guys. I think. Yeah, he got me up under the stick, guys. Yep. See that? He swam up under that structure. Yep. There goes that line. Oh, looks like we might have gotten lucky. Might have just lost the hook. Do we still have the fish on? What do we got going on here, guys? Oh, good. We broke the stick off, so we saved the rig. But we'll calmly put this in there so make no splashes. Looks like we got one on, guys. Fish on, fish on, fish on. All right, we got one on. What do we got, guys? All right. She's a runner. She's a runner, whatever it is. All right. She's digging deep. She's digging deep. Trying to go up under the dock. Oh, man, that's a nice one, guys. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. I got to get my... Look at this, guys. About a 5-pounder. Nice cat. Nice cat. Let me give it a couple more reels, guys. All right. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Get in there. All right. All right. What a nice looking catfish, guys. Boy, that thing is pissed. So that's off the cut bait. That's what we caught that one off of. And do I have my scale? I do. All right. Pliers, guys. That usually works. But let me get the hook out of the mouth. He swallowed that one pretty good, guys. How far did he go down? Whew, he's a rolling. He's got this crazy lesion on the top of his nose, man. You guys haven't seen it yet. See it? He's a spinner. But we may have to cut this one here. Oh, he's chomping down, boy. I was going to put my hands in there, but... Yeah, we're going to have to cut the line, guys. Going to have to get my knife. We're going to cut it as close as we can to the mouth. The hook will rust out, guys, so the fish... There's no damage to the fish. But we're going to get this guy over here so it doesn't leap up out of the net here. And we'll get that quick weight in a second. All right, so we got our catfish. Nice and cradled there. 7 pounds, 4.2. So that's almost 7.5 pounds of catfish right there. That's a good way to start things off. All right, we're gonna grab a hold of this catfish, get a nice view of it before we let her go for a release. Again, there's that crazy lesion I was telling you about right there. What a pretty catfish, guys. How about that? She's groaning, she's mad though. But let's get her back into the water. and we'll just torpedo her in. Boom. Good way to start, guys. All right, we're gonna toss him down a little further down the channel here. Got two crazy things that are going on right now. Like I said, I keep seeing taps on this one, but this line was over here and now moved over to here. But it would be pretty cool if we can hit one off of this live bait, which is what I've been wanting for most of this episode. So the batteries are getting low. I think I have one more left right here. I've literally been fishing for a little over 2 hours right now. I've only got one fish to attest to. Again, beautiful, nice 7.5 pound catfish. But I'd like to try to get one more before these batteries die. So I'm going to stick it out for as long as I can. My phone was dying. I had to check in with my daughter to make sure she was okay before the phone died so she doesn't panic. But everything's good to go. Let's go ahead and wish the fish gods upon these lines here and see if we can strike another caddy. So I've lost all hope on the live bait here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring that live bait in, and we're going to go ahead and sacrifice that one, and we're going to double our chances on the cut bait right here. We have a fish head on this line right here, but I'm going to use the midsection of the fish that we're getting ready to sacrifice right here, and we're going to see if each different body part presents a different kind of reaction, because right now nothing's touching this head at all. But that previous catfish that we just caught earlier in the episode here, it hit on the midsection. So maybe if we throw the midsection out there, maybe we'll get another strike. I don't know, but something's playing around with this fish head right now. But the catfish and striper, man, for whatever reason, they love the fish heads, but today they're just not hitting it at all. So I'm in my zen right now. I'm just chilling out, man. I'm literally 10 minutes away from my house, and it's amazing how short of a distance you have to travel just to get into the zone and just be calm and not worry about anything. I mean, there's literally no hustle and bustle. I'm hearing the birds chirping here. I'm just watching the lines swaying in the water, seeing the occasional tug, and I'm in my happiness right now. I mean, a lot of fishermen are just like this, man. Sometimes they just want to sit down and wait. So I took a look at my clock here. I'm going to give myself about 45 more minutes. That'll be about 6 o'clock. So I would have been out here for just about maybe, I don't know, 4 hours. And we're going to call it a day then. So let's hope for the best, cross our fingers, and see if we can catch another. Fish on, guys, fish on. Oh, it's a good one, guys. It's a good one. It's a good one. Look at the bend on the rod, guys. Look at the bend on the rod. Oh, man, yes. All right. She's a fighter, man. Look at the line spinning all around, guys. Oh. Woo. Nice fight, guys. Oh, look, he's moving. He's moving. He's coming. Look, he's coming right at me. He's coming right at me. Here he comes. He's going to come up. Hopefully he doesn't tug real hard. Get away from that dock. Get away from that dock. All right, there we go, guys. There we go. Come on. Oh. I gotta get my net here. Not as big as the other one, but it's another one. That took a long time, guys. A long time. Come on, baby. That fish was farting around with that bait the whole time along. Here we go. We hooked that one pretty well. Again, you can see the rig that we're using right here. Let me get down to this fish's level. And we got to keep an eye on the other line. So here's the slip sinker I was telling you about that we use right here so they don't feel the pressure. Here's the swivel. And then, of course, our hook, which is right there, perfectly into the corner of the mouth of this catfish. Let me go ahead and get that hook out, and you guys can get a nice look at this fish right here in a minute. He's croaking. All right, we got the hook out. All right, another nice one. We'll say 7.75, 7 3/4 minus 1, so it's 6 3/4 pounds. Let's go ahead and get another look at this catfish, guys. Give me a couple seconds. Woo! Got a pretty catfish. She's croaking. Listen to her. He's talking for you. But boy, oh boy, that took a long time. Let's get this catfish back into the water. And looks like we may have another one on. We'll torpedo that one in. 4.5 hours, guys. I did not think this episode was going to happen, but somehow we pulled one right out of our rear end today. It was a very, very slow start as soon as we got to the lake up here, right behind me, up beyond this river here. And we couldn't even catch bluegill. That's what I needed to start this episode off and create the challenge to myself with the cut bait and the live bait. But thankfully, I had a mill pond. Like I said, it was a few minutes down the road, and I knew those bluegill would be greedy, and they would hit up on these worms that I had in the back of my car. So when I threw them out there, boom, 7 of them. We had some bait. Went back to that lake again, and absolutely nothing. So I had to think to myself, man, do I want to sit here for hours on end and nothing happening at all? Or do I want to make this executive decision and move to a better location? I had to think to myself, well, let's move to another location. So thankfully I did. I came here to another known hot spot that we have. It's very, very scenic. Not too many people know about it, but some people do. But there's some beautiful fish that come right out of this section of water. But I threw the bait out there. It took a little while for things to happen. I finally figured out where the fish were at. So I'm gonna swing around here, and if you notice, there's a shoreline here, there's a shoreline here, and of course the river goes straight forward here. I cast over here, I cast over here. The shoreline's absolutely nothing at all. I cast to the right of the channel, dead as a doornail. But as soon as I cast myself right here, right where I think the fish were ambushing the bait right here, that's when they hit on the cut bait. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything off of the live bait, which is what I really wanted to happen. But I think we'll revisit that back in the springtime. I'm sure we can make that successful. But boy, we didn't catch a quantity fish, but we did sure catch quality fish today. Absolute beautiful 7.5 pound catfish and an absolute beautiful 6 3/4 pound catfish. I mean, these things were bouncing around, jumping around, diving, doing whatever they were doing. They were trying to get the hell away from me, but I prevailed and I brought them in, and you guys were able to see it in all their glory right there in front of you in the camera. But guys, I'm in my zen right now. It was nice and calming for me to sit here and just to enjoy just the quietness, even if I didn't catch any fish. Hopefully you guys experienced that same level too. Fishing's just a plus on getting away from all the nonsense that's going on right now, guys. Obviously, everybody's sanity is being tested with all the virus thing going around, and just, you know, wondering, you know, what's going to happen one day to the next. But like, I was going batty at home, and I had to get out, and thank God I did. I got out for another episode, and we're able to show you that we can catch more than just bass. We can catch a multitude of species, guys. We're going to continue to do that throughout this year. I hope you guys liked the episode. If you did, guys, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment below. As always, subscribe, share our episode out, and things don't end right here, guys. As always, man, click right over here. We got 2 more great episodes you guys can watch, and you can go through our playlist, man. There's fish back in the past episodes we have. There's some doozies, and we enjoyed catching them, and we're gonna bring future episodes as we always do, and we always try to bring the best quality product. Can't wait to get out of here, guys, man. It's been a long day. I'm gonna rest my head. Hopefully you guys would have had an awesome day, and the proverbial words that we always say right at the end of this episode: fish on.